So in the last topic, we learned about rigid transformations when they stay the same size and same shape. If you look at ABD, how does it transform to BDC? You can see it's a reflection and it reflects over segment BD. Okay, what we're learning more in this topic, or Unit 1, Topic 3, is we're learning more about the corresponding angles and corresponding sides, the ones that go together. So we know angle A matches with angle C. They're going to be congruent. And we know angle D, except that here's the problem. There's so many D's here, so we actually have to name it as angle ADB is congruent to CDB. And finally, at the top, we can even number them if you don't want to call them by name. We know that ABD is congruent to angle CBD. And the corresponding sides, AB goes with or congruent to CB. We know AD is congruent to CD. Notice I came this way, so I come this way. And finally, we know that BD is congruent to BD. The congruent statement means what triangles are congruent. Triangle ABD is congruent to triangle CBD. You have to name them as long as the A goes with the C and then the B's go together and the D's go together. Okay, flipping the page. We're skipping page 2. We're moving on to page 3. On page 3, it tells whether the rigid transformation that maps AB on ABC onto XYZ. If it's a yes, describe the rigid transformation. If no, and write a congruent statement. If no, explain why. I can see it maps over, so I know that triangle ACB reflects over the x-axis. And my congruent statement would be triangle ACB is congruent. The A goes with the X. The B goes with the C, because I did the C second, goes with the Z. And the B goes with the Y. Now, if you said it differently, that's okay. Maybe you said ABC, then you would have said XYZ. This is not rigid. Not the same size, not the same shape. We're moving on to page 4. Okay, on page 4, I can see they're congruent. It is a translation. Translate, and it's ABC onto. So I counted back 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 units left. Okay, so my congruent statement is triangle ABC is congruent to what went with A, X, what went with B, Y, what went with C, Z. Okay, finally, the last one was I can tell, I first thought, no, it's not a reflection because I got to get X to A. How did X end up going to A? I rotated, and now you have a choice. We're really not going this way because we're going backwards from A to Z. I rotated. You can either say 90 degrees counterclockwise or 270 degrees clockwise if you went from like that. And then we're saying triangle ABC is congruent to triangle XYZ. Okay, turning to page 5. Describe 2 rigid transformations that would map figure 1 onto figure 2. All right, I could say translate, count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This corner to this corner, 5 units right. Or I could say reflect over y-axis. Now, same pictures, but now I'm adding letters. And I want to go A has to go with W. So if A has to go with W, this can no longer be a translation. A has to go with W. B had to go with X. So now when I know that, it can only be reflect over the y-axis. When you add in your congruent statements, that will tell you which it can be. Okay, turning the page. It says reflect ABC across the X. So here I am. I'm going across the X just like from the last unit. So I'm going to go up 1, 2, down 1, 2. There's my new A. Up 1, 2, 3, down 1, 2, 3. There's my new C. And up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, down 6. And there is my new B. Okay, now it says identify the corresponding side lengths that for each one. I know I'm going to go in order. XY is congruent to AC. YZ is congruent to AB. And XZ is congruent to X went with C. No, I messed up. This went with XZ, should have gone with AC. XY, should have gone with AC. I did that. YZ should have gone with BC. There's where I messed up. And now this one, XZ, should have gone with AB. Those are the corresponding ones because it matters. This is my side 3. This was my side 3. Okay, we're on the next page, the last page for the video. So it says rename the shapes. And it says, here's a square ABC, and my first thing I'm going to do is reflect across BD. So I'm reflecting across BD. So my A is now going to go to the bottom, and my C goes to the top. My B and D stay the same. My second one says, go 90 degrees clockwise. So take this and move every letter 90 degrees clockwise. My B goes to the bottom, my A goes to the bottom left, my D goes to the top, and now my C. Okay, now they're saying, how did we get from here to here? How did the B stay the same, the A stay the same? You should have said, reflect over AB. If you reflect over AB, this will then make this. Okay, now you're going to go work on the homework. The homework is size 1 through 6, but you get to skip side 5 in your homework packet.